Engine Trouble by R.K.Narayan. A brief analysis. This is a story by Narayan which begins on an ironic note of how a prize owned by a man proves to be an expensive headache. A showman comes to Malgudi and brings with him his Gaite land. The Jamkhana grounds are used for the festivities and the whole town pours in to see the show. Our protagonist wins a road engine at a show. People gather around him looking at him as if he is some curious animal. Now the problem that rises is how to take the prize back home. The driver of the engine is an expensive one, and the suggestion of bringing in the municipality is not a good idea. It's decided that the engine can stay on the Jamkhana grounds till the end of the season, but the cost of maintaining it on those grounds proved to be expensive for our protagonist. A cattle show comes to town and he is given 24 hours time to remove it. So a temple elephant and 50 coolies are hired to take it to a nearby field owned by a friend, Joseph. A dismissed bus driver comes in to help steer the engine. Hell breaks loose, resulting in undue expenditure. Narayan introduces a Swamiji who performs various impossible feats and insists on having a road engine run over his chest. The municipality does not know how to arrange for one. Our protagonist becomes the hero of the hour by lending his engine for the feat, and in return, it would be driven wherever he wanted it to. It is Narayan's ability to bring forth the comic elements present in the most grave situations which is commendable. The figure of Swamiji, who wants to spread his master's word through his feet, is brought under the light of humor to show how such things are still rampant in our country and how people's psyche is taken advantage of by such people. Unfortunately, in the story, the law comes in between and the feat cannot be performed. Through the figure of a police inspector, the legality of doing such acts has been brought forward by Narayan, where the inspector says that Swamiji can do anything except have potassium cyanide or have a rail engine run over him. It is a natural calamity that comes as a stroke of luck for our protagonist and solves all his problems. Again, Narayan shows the irony of how a calamity that climbed several towns bears good tidings for the owner of the engine. Read the story to find out how that calamity proves fortunate for the protagonist. An interesting comparison can be drawn with another story, Lolly Road, where the protagonist comes to own a British general statue and the troubles he has to go through to move the statue. In both the stories, one sees Narayan commentary on the plight of his heroes is comic, nor when his heroes sink to despair. It is probably Narayan's answers to how to go about with your life when you live in India. Narayan has a love for describing carnivals, fairs, and expos. Story after story we find is Malgudi days being set in such an environment. If not, then we at least have a market scene. Engine Trouble starts at a fair with the protagonist winning an engine. Emidan goes through the hustle and bustle of a marketplace for his evening walk. An astrologer's day is set in a bazaar, and so is the trial of the green blazer, which is set in a bazaar. It seems Narayan situated most of the Malgudi stories on Malgudi's public landmarks.